Hello, my name is Larry Williams, and I help churches discover their ideal disciple and create a strategy to reach them online. Today, I want to talk about the top stressors for pastors today. Recently read a Barna article, and they talked about the 5 things that pastors are saying that are stressing them out the most today, and how I believe that clarity can help relieve some of that stress. And I'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the video. But interesting study, there are 5 things that pastors today say are really stressing them out. The first of that is not enough volunteers. Because of the effect of COVID and not as many people coming to church and coming into the building, the drop off of volunteers in ministry has been a significant concern for pastors and churches for the past couple of years. That's just evident. I think that it's going to force many churches to get very strategic when it comes to how they place their churches and their ministries and how they focus on various things. And that is definitely something that is an issue. The second thing is worrying about attendance. Again, COVID made a huge impact on the attendance that churches are having or experiencing. And that is something that is heavy on the hearts of many pastors across the country. The third is finances. Because of the lack of attendance, many churches, they were not using as much online giving options. So they had to figure out a way of getting people to give online, which again became problematic. The fourth is pastoral care responsibility. So many people were still requesting the pastor and still wanting the pastor to come and do various things for them. So that became a huge issue as well. And the final thing was the demands on the various programs and the various ministries. So all of these things are significant issues that uniquely impact pastors in their life and in their work, which there's another study that Barna did that says that pastors are actually, their job satisfaction rate hasn't been this low in dozens of years. It's a really big issue that many pastors have considered quitting in recent months and recent years. There has just been a tremendous amount of demand and stress that pastors have been faced with that have caused them to rethink their calling, rethink their ministry as a whole. And I believe all of these things are legitimate concerns, and I think that we really ought to find solutions to help pastors in this time. But I said at the beginning of the video that one of the things that I believe can really help solve many of these issues is clarity, and specifically clarity around mission. When the church gets clear around its mission, it does several things. Number one, it gets everybody focused on the same thing. When everybody knows what the mission of the church is and who they are to reach and who they are to go and minister to, it gets everybody on the same page, and it kind of removes a lot of the silos that enter into ministries and a lot of the distractions that can happen through various ministries. 2, it gives more clarity around where funds are to be allocated. So there's no longer, we are funding this project because this is a project that we've always done or a ministry that we've always funded. It gives a little bit more clarity and allows us to allocate those funds more properly. And then number 3, it creates momentum. Clarity creates more momentum and allows the church to begin to go in the right direction with everybody on board, which ultimately brings unity. And that's when ministries can begin to see finances go up. That's when pastors can begin to equip people to take a lot of the burden off of themselves. That's when pastors can begin to reignite that passion that they once had for ministry. So I think that clarity really does help solve so much of the issues that pastors are facing today. And I think that if you're a pastor and any of these things resonate with you, these 5 things that pastors say are the most stressful, the thing that we need to get back to in ministry is clarity on what our calling is, who we're called to specifically, and how we are to go about reaching them. I actually have a program that helps churches and helps pastors discover who they're called to and creates a strategy to help reach them. If you're interested in learning more about that, feel free to reach out to me on the link below. But I want to encourage you that even if you're a pastor in this season of life, it's not the end. We're just in a bit of a transition transition, and there is hope on the other side of this. You just got to get back to what God originally said in our calling from the beginning. And once we do that, we will experience exponential growth. So God bless you, and thanks for watching this video today.